Spring is in the air and a sense of renewal is underscored by the sight of first quarter scars healing in the heat. But this bloom also marks the end of an era. An old horse running its last major race looks toward a photo finish and a Triple Crown sweep.
You know, I don't think we've had a more storyline-filled edition of Monster Power than we have for you here today, even with just 4 trucks. Grassroots show. You saw the Overkill Evolution machine in the foreground there. That body is on Matt Cody's normal Iron Warrior chassis, a chassis that debuted in 1996 as the Black Stallion 2000. Debuted being driven by that man right there, Michael Bonner Sr., out of Hagerstown, Maryland, who will be today, once again, driving the Safety Clean Black Stallion. We had a chance to sit down with Mike at his Hagerstown, Maryland shop and talk about the development of that awesome machine that debuted back in 1996. We will tell you more about that later in the show, but now we get to another storyline. That's Alex Barton, Jekyll and Hyde. Barton out of Rockport, Texas, filling in for the injured Tanner Root, who unfortunately is out with a severe hand injury that required surgery. Our best wishes to him and his road to recovery. Alex Barton doing the team proud. Spinning the Tonganoxie, Kansas-based Ford Expedition around to start off this best trick competition strong. Watch that move again. I think he wanted a little bit more out of that wheelie, but he's still getting used to the truck. He's never driven this machine before. We'll have to see how he does later in the competition, but a good, strong start to this thing for Alex Barton. He knew who was coming out behind him. There you see Michael Bonner Sr. out of Hagerstown, Maryland in the Safety Clean Black Stallion. Right for the jammer. He puts the front end straight up in the air. Even got a little slap wheelie off of the jammer stack as he'll head around to the other side now. We'll see what he has for his second hit, but he definitely took it up a notch in the Maryland Ford. Now this chassis debuted in 2007 when the other truck was converted into the Iron Warrior. Mike running his equipment hard, but it's still going strong. It should tell you how well built these Vonner's Motorsports trucks are as we take another look at the 2 hits he just made. Straight up and down over the jammer stack, rolls right over the left-hand side of that car and then pops it up into a slap wheelie. 2 really strong hits, and then up over the van stack. They really weren't supposed to hit that, but Mike didn't care. It was in front of him. It was the next best thing for him to hit as we get ready for another storyline. Jeff Souza out of Modesto, California, normally drives Enforcer for Tony Canito. He's filling in this weekend for Austin Minton. Austin, who's out with a torn ACL. Tell you what, these 2 guys at the wheel this weekend definitely doing the team proud. 2 good hits for Souza. I don't know if they'll take over. Throwing an extra move in there. Started to get into Cyclone territory in the Chris Kyle tribute. Bounty hunter out of Tonganoxie, Kansas. Jeff Souza in the Bounty Hunter doing an awesome job filling in for the very, very talented, very technically adept Austin Minton. You got your phones, cameras, or flip phones, or whatever you want to use for this one? Now, told you about this. This truck about to go into at least semi-retirement, let's put it that way. Future a bit uncertain, but Matt Cody, who's at the wheel of this machine this weekend, will be getting a new chassis, and it looks like he's about to try to take over the best trick competition. Got a popper twisted around to the right. really taking it to the next level. These fans here in Brookville have never seen this done on this fairground. But this is awesome. What a way to send this truck off as Matt preps back home, getting the new chassis ready for the summer tour he's about to go on, and another attempt at the popper, and he gets way over on the front. May have wanted to take it into a moonwalk, but it did not materialize. Hopefully he's not having a transmission problem. Sounded like he tried to shift the thing into reverse. Heard the RPMs go up, but still two awesome moves. Here's the first one, and you'll see that twist around to the right. Controlled stop though, brings it back down. Didn't roll it over, didn't even touch the hood to the ground. Look how close the grill comes to the dirt. Awesome pair of moves from Matt and Cody. We have tons still to come. Here from Brookville, stay with us. The borough of Brookville seeing some awesome action already in the best trick competition. Your best trick champion, Matt Cody, with that wild hook to the right. Cool, calm, and collected Cody brought it back to earth. Matt, sitting atop a chassis with a long, storied history in this awesome industry. A truck that in its 23-year run has worn many names and sported many paint schemes. This truck was instrumental in the development of shock technology that we see continue to develop to this day, and we had a chance to sit down with Mike Fodder Sr. and talk about the building of this awesome monster truck.
Well, my original truck, Black Stallion, we ran it. Of course, I campaigned another truck at the time. We had two trucks, and I can't remember the name of that other truck I ran, but it was a van. We campaigned Boogie Van, and it was, my kind of took a back seat. My caliper kind of stayed the same, but then Boogie Van, we threw a lot of good stuff in that truck. I kept running my truck, and everybody's like, Mike, when are you gonna build a new truck? When are you gonna build a new truck? I was like, I'm working on it. My original truck, when I went from Lee Springs to 4-link, I actually drove to California, met with Custer Shocks. It's the first monster truck to work with, Custer Shocks on shocks. So, rather than building a new truck, at that time we wasn't sure what approach to take. So I just dissected my original truck, took the Lee Springs out from under it, built a truss under it, made it complete 4-link, took the 5 tons out, put the planetaries on 106s, which is starting to be a popular axle, which is today. And that's when we made, I called it basically, I never really promoted it Black Stallion 2, but that was, that was the second Black Stallion. We put metal steel skins on it and fiberglass hood. Then eventually we went with fiberglass bedsides. And we just kept working with that design. And of course Marty built Maximum Overkill, and I used a lot of some of his ideas, some of Taurus's ideas, and we just kind of come up with the design to move over to Boogie Van. So then we got Boogie Van out, it did real well, and then that was kind of a pattern that where we, what the industry was going with as far as the drop truss, shocks. And then we ended up putting longer wheel travel on the trucks. At the time, Scott Stevens, he lost his auto value sponsor, and I stopped by to look at his chassis, and I had a 1-truck hauler camper, and I looked at it and I was like, well, it's kind of not what I wanted, but I could use the frame rails. So I actually, right there at Scott's, I said, I'll buy it. And I bought the chassis from him, and I cut the cage off of it, and cut some of the truss off of it, and we jammed it in over the tires and stuff with my 1-truck hauler. Brought it home from Texas, and then it sat over there. I got it probably in 94, and then I just started designing off that chassis. And but I built the whole, when I built a new truck, it was the frame rails were basically the only thing that I didn't build of that truck. And back then it was, oh yeah, year 2000. And I heard that more than once. So then when I was building it, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna call it Black Stallion 2000 because then it was in '96 because everybody picked on me. Yeah, year 2000, you'll build a new truck. And back then we always landed rear wheels first, and then a lot of the trucks, Fred Schaefer, we all kind of landed that way. Now of course, Taurus always landed nose first, and get your nose on the ground the fastest. Won a lot of races. That's why Taurus won a lot of races. And then of course it evolved. I had 36 inches of wheel travel on the back, and I think I had it up to 20 in the front, and that's where we did Boogie Van. You really couldn't. I don't know, you remember Black Stallion 2000, the big humps that stuck up over my bed. Well, Boogie Van had them too. And then back in the day when we ran Penda, we used to take off and we'd hit the throttle. And Penda, when that light turned, you hit the throttle and you didn't lift until you landed, unless you got totally sideways. And you just come over that first hill and land on the rear wheels full throttle, and just, and then we mostly set it down on the down ramp of that and just shoot off like a rocket. And then of course that's where we kind of come up with that design. You were asking me earlier about my original shocks, and I couldn't help myself. I had to go out in the shed and dig one out and extend it. Of course, it's got a bent shaft from when we finally retired them, but here's the original. Here's one of the original shocks that was on Black Stallion. And that's accumulated. I had 36-inch shafts in it, but we had we bent some of them, so as the sport kind of changed, we shortened them up, and I think I got 32-inch shafts in it now. And we developed this shock when we had Boogie Van. When we went from the 18-inch coilover, I actually went to King Shocks, back to King Shocks, and said, can you build me a long shock? They refused to build anything over 18 inches. So I just started ordering pistons and different parts. This is what really helped Boogie Man at the Penda series, be able to go over the jump and just keep it floored, and then the shocks would catch it. And that's when Custer shut down and went to King, and then those shocks I just showed you made the Custer family, Lance King, Brett King, kind of believers in the long shocks, and then they produced this shock, which is the 26-inch. Not saying they copied me, but like this was the bypass tube that a lot of the off-road racers still use today, and you've seen the ones that Kirk LeDuc built is still kind of the same tube. But this is 26 inches, and that was 36. And I sent them video, showed them a lot of different footage of how it worked with the bigger accumulator, a little higher pressure in the accumulator, the valving to be able to get because that's a lot of fluid, and that was the problem that Custer and King always was worried about, is moving that much fluid in such short time. And I actually learned, I don't know if you remember the video where I jumped Andy Hoffman's truck in '99. Well, I come in here and I'm tightening all this up, just tightening the compression up, because I'm going to go big, and I had to get over this truck. So I tightened a lot of my compression up, and when I hit that ramp and went over his truck, and when I landed, I bent all my shock shafts in the back. And I was like, what in the world did that? So I watched the video, and when it come down, the tires went completely to the rims before the shocks finally went in. And that told me one thing, and that's when we really started learning about shaft speeds. The shaft speed, all that fluid trying to move in such a quick hurry. And a lot of people didn't realize I should have opened these up more to let the fluid flow faster. And I learned a lot on shocks. That was a big step for me, just making that jump over Andy's truck. I talked to Brett King. He's like, we're going to try it. We're going to build a 24 and a 26. And I said, well, you build them, I'll put them on my truck. Excuse us, this truck has been through hell in the last couple of years in the Triple Threat series, and these are some repairs. But for now, we're going to do a little more things with this truck. But anyway, we cut the camel humps off and put this on, and actually brought the shock towers down about 9 inches. so we could accommodate these to the 26. But yeah, this is the truck that it kind of started it all with us. I mean, as far as when I really started. Of course, I had Boogie Van, which we learned a lot, and then we built this truck, and this has been a remarkable truck. 23 years we beat this truck. And Matt Cody's done a lot with this truck. I mean, just with the triple threat. I mean, he's out there running with the trucks today. Been a really good truck.
Welcome back to the Jefferson County Fairgrounds in Brookville, Pennsylvania, as we get ready for the championship round in monster truck racing. See the pairings that took each other on in round number 1. Before we go to the championship round, we're going to show you what went on in that first round on this inside-out J-hook. You see Alex Barden there in the far lane, talented driver, for his first time behind the wheel of this Jekyll and Hyde machine. He takes on a guy with a lot of experience behind the wheel of the safety clean Black Stallion. That's Michael Butters Sr. out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Good jump for the Maryland Ford. Alex Barden, though he ran a good run, he ran a clean run, he just wasn't fast enough, and with a big leap across the finish line, Michael Butters Sr. moves on into the championship round. He would take on the winner of pairing number 2. Very similar story here. Jeff Souza, very talented driver, new to the wheel of the bounty hunter. He takes on the experienced Matt Cody, Overkill Evolution Ford out of Williamsport. Cody, all over the track with this run. He actually hit the inner markers and sideways for the entire last lap, but he would run Souza down as Souza had trouble on his way to the finish line. So Cody goes to the championship round against the boss. And the two fill-in drivers who are representing the 2 Extreme Racing team pretty well here this weekend, but still struggling to find that rhythm at the wheel of 2 trucks they're not quite familiar with. Jeff Souza already on the starting line. He's in the 3rd place race in the finals against Alex Barden, Jekyll and Hyde. Texas, they're in the near lane. California in the far lane. They wait on the flag. Pretty even start, a big lead for Bounty Hunter. He has the lead going into the turn. Souza's out in the weeds. He's all over the tires after he gets into the outer markers, and Alex Barden making another clean run. Paid off for him. Slow was fast here on this day for Alex Barden. That had to be a big morale booster for that guy out of Texas. As he takes 3rd place here at Monster Motor Madness, Brookville, Pennsylvania. And you can see Souza actually running literally up and over one of the outer markers, those big loader tires out there. Alex Barden taking full advantage of it, putting the Jekyll and Hyde machine into 3rd place. And now we go right back to the starting line because we're about to throw the flag for the championship race. Pair of Maryland Fords, it's Motorsports in the final. And Stallion with the lead coming out, but a problem in the turn. Matt Cody will take full advantage of it, laying down a clean run. Overkill Evolution, your champion in racing, so that's 2 wins for Matt Cody, and there's 1 competition left. Freestyle, up next when we come back here to Brookville, Pennsylvania. Stay with us. Barden rolls Jekyll and Hyde out of the pitch to kick off Freestyle. The fans here in Brookville, Pennsylvania have seen some awesome action today. We're about to take it up a notch as we head into our final competition of the afternoon. And Alex Bard gonna try to make a statement here. New to the wheel of this machine. He normally drives the El Oso Loco truck out of the Michael Harper stable in Texas. Barden living the dream. Called to fill in for Tanner Root, who again has a hand injury. Want to wish him the best of luck. Alex Barden, though, representing 2 Extreme Racing in awesome fashion as he heads toward the bus with a big leap. No fear in this driver out of Texas. Again, trying to get used to the sensitivity in this steering. This truck reacts a lot quicker than the Also Loco truck that he normally pilots. It's a good piece of equipment, but again, I talked to Alex earlier, the steering sensitivity between the 2 trucks is so different. And it just takes a little bit of seat time to just find the sweet spot for a driver and a truck. And another thing, when you're driving someone else's equipment, you got to find a balance. You want to lay down a strong run. You don't want to disappoint, but you also don't want to break the equipment. And it seems like he's found that balance in this machine. He's laid down consistent runs here today. He's been spectacular so far in Freestyle. Got some great air over the bus. Not afraid of the truck at all. He looks for something else to pick on. He'll probably be wrapping this run up here in a couple more moves. But so far, a real strong start for Barton. Kicking some dust up, a single 360 rotation to wrap it up. Alex Barton driving the Jekyll and Hyde machine out of Tocanoxie, Kansas. Put down a run he can be proud of, and we are glad to have met this guy. Hope to see him down the road on future editions of Monster Power, but for now, giving us one for the highlight reel. Solid start, and then this huge leap off the top of the bus. Nice aggressive ramp for him to go after there, and then he got a nice hit off of this wheelie bump over on the backside. Thought he might parlay that into a slap wheelie, didn't quite materialize, and then this single rotation to end things up, kicking the dust up into the sunset over the Alleghenies. We bring our next competitor out on the track, Michael Potter, Sr. in the safety clean Black Stallion out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Set to lay down his run. There just seems to be something about this 2019 season that has rekindled a fire in Michael Potter Sr.'s belly, because he has been so much more aggressive with this truck than we've seen in years past. Not that he ever had a problem being aggressive, but it seems like run after run, the Michael Potter Sr. we used to see back in maybe 2003, 2004, and he is laying down an awesome one here in the Black Stallion Ford out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Up and over a turn marker. And I don't think they left those out there intentionally. I won't say who was supposed to pick those up. Just know Tim Howard has been a very busy man this weekend. Announcing, building the track, drivers meeting, among other things. A little problem right there for Mike Rodgers. I don't know if he had a steering problem or what, but he kind of bound himself up over there with the inner markers. Laying down a nice run, though, in the safety clean Black Stallion. Another hit up and over the jammer. He just rolls right over that thing. Makes it seem so effortless. You can put a hurt on one of these trucks if you hit one of those jammers wrong. You can do a lot of damage. Vodders, though. Oh, once again, up against those markers, those big loader tires that are serving as a barricade between the track and the kind of knoll that the grandstands sit on over here. Another big hit off of the van stack. Bumped another one of those turn markers. And I believe he's going to wrap up the run right there. Michael Vodder Sr. out of Hagerstown, Maryland, laying down a shot. Safety Black Stallion. I don't know if he's going to take the lead with that or not, but he definitely matched Bart with flow and spectacle. He had some big air in there. Had some nice hits off the racing lane. And since he didn't have to shut the thing down after landing, he was able to parlay it into kind of a combo. Up and over the van stack with some nice hang time. So 2 back-to-back leaps. Then this awesome move up and over the jammer stack. And watch the rear tires just drive right up and over. Perfect hit on that jammer stack. One more over the vans with a little bit of hang time right there. And then a bump to the turn marker from the tough truck competition that took place a little earlier. And now, another driver trying to get used to the machine he's in this weekend. He's filling in for the injured Austin Mitten. Also want to wish Austin speedy recovery. He has a torn ACL. Hopefully he'll be back at the wheel of the Bounty Hunter. But in the meantime, Jeff Souza getting set to lay down a good one in the Bounty Hunter. Souza out of Modesto, California, driving the Tonganoxie, Kansas-based Chris Kyle Tribute Body Bounty Hunter. And he goes right for the jammer stack, and he's in trouble. Had to drive out and roll over there. Nicely done for the California driver. Whole lot of speed. This is already shaping up to be a wild run. Up and over the bus with a nice hit. He is kicking up a whole lot of dust right now. See him working that throttle, and what he's kind of doing, it seems like, is he's letting that front end drop just before he gets into the ramps, and that's allowing the truck to really get a nice kick up and over, and he's headed back to the bus. Only person to hit that thing twice, that's going to play right into his favor. Jeff Souza laying down an awesome run in the Bounty Hunter. Let's see what he's got left. Entering the second half of this run. First half was solid. He goes over the van stack. Maybe a donut? Oh yeah, and he found the slab. Kicking up a whirlwind of dust. There's a big concrete slab out in the center of this track. Like the tug of wars with mega trucks on it sometime. And he smoked the tires, kicked dust up all over the place as this dirt is well dried out at this point. What a run for Souza. Whoa, getting a little bit sideways. Did you see the brake rotor lit up? Thing was hot pink real early in the run, and it actually caught flame right there. Put itself out, but a little flash fire down under the front end of that truck. And he's going for another hit on the bus. Where is he? We're starting to lose him in that dust out there. Few sparks off the brake rotors. He's going to kick up some more dust with another nice donut. Bounty Hunter Ford, the camera crew trying to find him out there. Jeff Souza, brake rotors smoking, the truck's getting hot, but he just laid down the gauntlet for Matt Cody, because that run right there definitely took the lead in the freestyle competition. Jeff Souza's going to be proud of that run when he sees it back on the video. That was an awesome run for the Bounty Hunter. Look at this, he's saying early in the run. And I think that right there kicked in when he took off for the rest of this run. It was Katie bar the door. Big hit over the bus. He hit the bus 3 times in that run. So that already put him over the top. And we're going to go right back to live action. We don't really have time to do the replay because Matt Cody is coming out in the Overkill Evolution Ford, and he's headed right for the bus from hit number 1 with a big leap. Remember, as soon as they get this thing home, they're going to tear it down. We're going to go completely through it and start getting Matt Cody's other chassis ready. Or I should say finish getting Matt Cody's other chassis ready. So you know Matt's going to lay something down. Susanoo was right behind him, and he did not make it easy on Matt Cody. Matt living up to his own reputation, living up to the Overkill Evolution reputation. Laying down an awesome shot here for the fans in Jefferson County, Pennsylvania. Boy, he got locked up over there, almost into the inner markers. Got the truck shut down, though, before they shut him down with the RII as he makes the final freestyle run of the day. And it is a good one so far with some big air on the backside of the racing lane. Well, I think he was going to try to pop that thing over quick and ride the nose again, but it did not work for him. He popped the back end up. He got some nice air right there. Let's see what Matt Cody has left for the fans here in Brookville. It's a set of tires over there, and I think he's lining up. We may get another popper out of the Overkill Evolution. Let's see what Matt Cody can do. That's not a good sign at all, possibly a transmission failure. And they have shut the truck off. Well, Matt shut the truck off. You see Cody unstrapping. He's climbing from the seat and getting ready to come down, I think. That will wrap it up, unfortunately. Yeah, right there. He signals to Tim Howard that that's the end of the line. Not the way he wanted to finish things up with this truck, but he laid down some awesome shots for the fans here in Brookville, Pennsylvania. Our congratulations to Jeff Souza on winning the freestyle here at Monster Motor Madness. Overall event champion Matt Cody, thank you for joining us for this edition of Monster Power. Our thanks to Vaders Motorsports, Mean Duck Productions, Caden Berry, and Jason Davis, as well as Marty Garza, and everyone who helped us out with this edition of Monster Power. For all of us at Back Channel Productions, we will see you down the road.
I'll see you guys later.